Greetings everyone. So today Apple released some new product. One thing I was really looking forward to was the new iMac. And I was hoping they would release one that I could actually swipe my card and purchase, but that's not what happened. So let's talk about the new iMac and some other products that they released today. Okay, so they started off the show, getting some stuff out the way first, that you can add more family members to your Apple Card, which will in turn help increase their credit score. Not sure how that's going to work, but hey, if they say it's going to work, it's going to work. Then they introduced a new color to the iPhone line, which is purple. So there's no improvement on the screen, the battery, memory, or nothing like that. It's just an additional color that they added to the line. After introducing a new color to the iPhone, they moved into AirTags. Now, there were rumors that they were going to release this new AirTag where you can keep track of your items and it'll be easier to find it by using your iPhone. Now, unfortunately, you'll have to have an iPhone or probably an iPad to use this product. So if you're in the Android world, this is not going to do you any good. So it's not something that's universal. It's only tied into Apple devices. Then they followed that up by going into the Apple TV. Now the Apple TV, they added a new remote and it's the Apple TV 4K. This remote is more user-friendly. They've changed the button designs. They've made it easier for you to maneuver around the menu system. The software is still the same. The main thing that they improve on this Apple TV is the remote. And before I get to the iMac, I want to talk about the iPad Pro. So the iPad Pro has been improved at least to 12.9 inches. Now it carries an M1 chip. And it has the same display quality as the high-end display, which is the XDR. So that Liquid Retina XDR was something that they introduced into their high-end monitors. So they brought that technology that they put into their Pro display all the way down to the iPad Pro. But that's only in the 12.9 inches. If you get the 11 inch, then you're not going to receive that XDR technology. Along with the new display, they have added 5G. So you have the option to get the Wi-Fi only or the Wi-Fi with the 5G capabilities. The front camera has been improved to follow you around if you're moving around like in the kitchen or your living room or wherever, and they call that center stage. Now that's something that's always been in other devices. It's something new to Apple, but we've seen it in Facebook Portal, for instance. So the camera will keep track of you while you move around the room to a certain degree, and then if somebody else jump into the frame, it does a widescreen zoom out to include that extra person. Now, this is not like the Amazon Echo New Show that actually do a 360. So that one can really follow you no matter where you go inside the room. And last but not least is the new iMac. Now, the new iMac is kind of disappointing to me. It's not a bad thing. I mean, what I was looking for is something with a little bit more power because I was really interested in getting the iMac. My first Apple computer, my first desktop computer, because I started off with a laptop, but then I moved up to the desktop. And that first one, I can remember it right now, was the iMac. And it was the iMac with the round base and it had the swivel face that could move around and go up and down. And that version that I had actually still had the DVD drive. Now, I was tempted to get the iMac Pro when it was still available, but I kept hearing rumors that they're coming out with a new iMac using Apple's custom design processors. So I decided to just wait to see what Apple is going to do with the new iMac. Now, this new iMac comes in with a 24-inch display. With the bezel and all, you're going to knock it down to 23.5 inches. It's a 4.5 Retina display. So it's above 4K, but not truly 5K. They have improved the camera, the speakers. It actually has 6 speakers built into it with a subwoofer. They said it sounds excellent, but if you notice, the display is real thin. Now, I'm not sure how powerful the sound is coming out of a device that's that thin. But then again, Apple's iPad Pro does sound good and it's that thin. And of course, it's using that M1 processor. Now, if you really look at all of these devices that's running the M1 processor, we got the MacBook, we got an iPad Pro, and we got the new iMac running the M1 processor. So if all of these 3 devices are running the same processor, that means there's not really a power advantage over these 3 devices. So therefore, it boils down to, what are you trying to do? Do you need that portability of a laptop? Or do you need a device like the iPad Pro Or do you need something that you can put on your desk like the iMac? Because the difference between memory and storage and display is the only difference between these three devices. Because performance-wise, they all run in the same processor. Now, when you look at the iPad Pro and the MacBook that's actually running the M1 chip, you have to come to a decision right there of what do you really want? Because you can go with a tablet that's a little bit more flexible because you can remove the keyboard and then you can just have the screen in hand, or you can go with the laptop that's actually have a keyboard attached, but that might not be a little bit more convenient. So I don't know. You have to decide which one would be best for you. But I believe Apple is trying to move away from the laptop business and just turn the iPad into that laptop. They already have the accessories to make it seem like a laptop. It's backlit. You can do the touch screen and all that. And then you got the stylus, which is the Apple Pencil, to navigate on screen. Most of the software will be running the same on the iPad like it's running on the MacBook Pro. So the full version of Office and Photoshop and every other high performance software that's running on the MacBook Pro can easily run now on the iPad Pro with the M1 chip. So why would you need a laptop when you can get an iPad Pro with the M1 chip that you can dock and turn it into a laptop? So I believe that Apple probably eventually going to just say bye-bye to laptops and just focus on the iPad Pro as the laptop replacement. I mean, they've hinted at it in the past, that this is going to be the future of the laptop. So I wouldn't be surprised if years down the road, they decided to just exit that business because they're going to continue making M1 chips. And when they come out with M1.2, M1.3, and the power of it can fit into a tablet like the iPad Pro, they don't need a laptop because most people are going to convert anyway, and they're going to automatically just start using the iPad Pro as their laptop. Now, there's one thing that you got to take note of right here. Big Sur, which is the operating system that they use on their desktop computer, is running on the M1 chip. If the iMac Pro now has an M1 chip, how hard is it for them to convert that software and make it run on an iPad Pro and just get rid of the laptops? Well, who knows what Apple has up their sleeve, but time will tell. In the meantime, I'm waiting for WWDC 2021 for that next line of product that they're probably going to reveal. It might be before then, but I believe they probably wait until June to release that new iMac Pro that's going to have the new processor and more performance. And if they do that, then I will be swiping my card to pick up that new iMac Pro. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. I know I didn't go into details on each and every product, but on my website, Chard.tech, the link will be in the description. I go into a little editorial details on these products. So I'm trying to post those articles up there also. So if you don't see them today, then just check back tomorrow to read those articles. Also, I have a podcast that you can listen to called Chard The Podcast, where I talk about some technology topics. So I'll leave the link to that one also in the description that you can check out. So until you see me again in the next video, have a good one.